Comcast. 47 seconds of logos. No lie, James Cameron saw the first 3 minutes of this film and had to excuse himself to change out of his premature ejaculation genes. Why is this asshole even startled here? They left the island completely unattended, right? Doesn't it stand to reason that it would be f***ing overrun with dinosaurs by now? Why are they backing out of the site instead of turning the f*** around?
Are you out?
Marine One?
Marine One is the name of the helicopter that flies the president to and fro, not whatever underwater craft you're talking about here.
What is that?
Well, considering you're squarely in the park that, at last check, contained a T-Rex, I'm gonna guess this is the smoke monster from Lost. This movie should have been called Scream 2, Scream Harder.
We're gonna stall! Cut it now!
Given the fact that we don't even know these assholes, aren't we honestly rooting for the T-Rex here? Premature celebration. Wait, the Mosasaurus bit off the ladder and the guy, but it had no impact on the helicopter itself? And not only that, but after seeing this happen, these motherfuckers stand around staring instead of getting the hell out of there? Damn, I haven't seen CGI fire this impressive since 1997 Spawn.
3 years after the fall of Jurassic World,
News position? Jur narration?
the island's long-dormant volcano has shown considerable unrest in recent months.
If there's a news organization monitoring this island so closely, why didn't anyone notice the fucking main gate is wide open?
The US Senate has convened a special committee.
Does the US Senate have any jurisdiction here, though? Isla Nublar is right next to Costa Rica, and I don't think it has any American ties. Regardless, shouldn't this be a pretty international decision?
Do dinosaurs deserve the same protections given to other endangered species?
No.
Or should they be left to die?
Yep.
Our mission here at the Dinosaur Protection Group.
True story. The Dinosaur Protection Group was the original name of the band Dinosaur Jr. After that, they shortened it to DPG, then went back to the full name for 2 years with a new drummer, then changed the name to Jefferson Dinosaur, then Dinosaur Starship, then ultimately, and finally, Dinosaur Jr.
Dinosaurs are living and breathing, but soon they're gonna have to watch them go extinct. Or not.
I am legit offended this movie is trying to make the let the dinos live side something I feel empathy for. F*** dinosaurs. They went extinct for a reason, fools.
If people like you make a difference, great.
This works. Also, after receiving support from the Congresswoman, Claire immediately terminates this call.
We cannot condone government involvement on what amounts to a privately owned venture.
Also, dinosaurs would kill all the humans very quickly, but I realize logic is not involved in these proceedings, like most congressional proceedings I've noticed.
They're all gonna die and no one cares.
Roll credits, please?
So if we could access that system, our ability to locate and capture those animals safely would increase tenfold.
Discount Cerebro. Movie hero is living off the grid in an RV while building something cliche. Why do all these damn Jurassic movies have to open with someone being talked into going to a dinosaur island? Or back to one? Is it because they only have the one story to tell and they just keep finding slight new variations for it?
How is that you leaving me?
Man, they also can't have a Jurassic World film without these two bickering over their previous off-screen relationship.
What, I should just build my own cabin, play pool, and drink beer all day?
Why does she make the American dream sound like a bad thing?
You're just gonna let her die?
Well, yeah.
Movie should be over right here. Dunzo, finito, logic wins. USA! USA!
Come on, you're a better man than you think you are.
You should write fortune cookies.
Okay, but this isn't really a fortune. Shouldn't the joke be greeting cards? Is it too much to ask the writers to be less than narcoleptic when they type this dialogue?
Relax. You're more likely to die riding on a horse than in a plane.
Oh yeah? Tell that to... Language not approved. Language not approved. Language not approved.
You have your mother's wicked sense of humor.
Skip! Movie thinks we're still jaw-dropped in awe at these same f***ing cliffs and waterfalls for the 5th goddamn time, and we are not. Trim the runtime by dialing down the majesty of a place I've been to several times and wasn't really asking to go back to, if I'm being honest. Okay, look, it's possible the remaining dinosaurs did some damage to the facilities after the island was abandoned, but the movie's making everything look like it's been f***ing ages since anyone was here, and it's only been 3 years. These flying dino assholes remind me that there are dinos that can fly, and at least some of them would have bounced from Danger Island as soon as the volcano started rumbling. Sure, Costa Rica's about 120 miles away, but there are plenty of avian creatures that can make that trip without breaking a sweat. It's true. I googled it and everything. This is clearly some kind of homage, I suppose, but in this context it doesn't make any sense. The first movie had something large in the mirror, creating the visual part of the gag. Here it's just Owen. Hey. I'd remove 500 sins if Blue ate him right here. Oh lord, he's gonna tranquilently himself out of this, isn't he? I think they were going for tension here, but watching him flop around on the ground is more like reliving Lego Batman's tantrum. Also, dude, even if the lava's not touching him, it's hot enough that Owen is literally toast right now. This guy has instantly gained access to any system he's tried, but he can't override the doors.
Deep breaths, Franklin.
Or you could get back on that f***ing computer and keep trying to open those doors.
What do we do?
These motherfuckers seriously didn't see this ladder this entire time? Yep, they're about to survive all this. Of all the routes out of the jungle, Owen takes the exact path that leads to the facility and syncs it up perfectly when they try to escape. What are the odds? Seriously, what are the f***ing odds. Also, Owen is able to outrun all these dinosaurs, who are running at pretty much the same rate of speed despite their size differences, and who are also taking the exact same route as Owen. I don't want to on effects departments too much, because they're typically overworked and underpaid, but seriously, man, seriously. Why are they pausing right now? Just because they found a giant f***ing tree trunk? I thought the whole point of the last few minutes was to run. This dinosaur takes a break from escaping the exploding island to be a threatening dick to the humans, instead of just outright eating them. F***ing T-Rex Machina. Again. Like, do something new, you dicks. This has the dramatic tension of a Dora the Explorer episode, with less believability. These two long necks back here look like their circular mouths are open, and I choose to believe that they sound like Mr. Bill. The volcano is erupting! Oh no! Oh no!
Owen!
Wow, in the middle of all this ocean and all these dinosaurs, Owen is able to track these folks down. And I'm just about done giving any shits about this movie. The Shape of Water, Fallen Kingdom. Huh, sure was nice of the erupting volcano and the escaping dinosaurs to take a break and let these guys catch their breath. God, is this movie trying to be Lost World all over again? Is it like Star Trek Into Darkness, where you're literally making the same movie but you change just enough to keep a straight face when promoting the film as not the same movie? They could have saved a few bucks and literally used footage from 2012 here and no one would know the difference. Weird, this is exactly like Speed, in that there is nothing ramp-like at the end of that pier to create lift for the vehicle, yet the vehicle lifts. Only with Speed, it was f***ing 25 years ago, and in 2018 you have to do better than this crap. A movie about a military outfit stealing, rescuing genetically created dinosaurs from a violent island volcano eruption might be the weirdest place for a John Deere product placement ever. Certainly weirder than that one in Caligula. Also, yep, that John Deere cap is all the disguise you need. John Deere. Perfect for lawn care, heavy machinery, and subterfuge. You know, the back half of the island doesn't look half bad, and is probably pretty safe from the lava. Couldn't they have moved all the shit over there?
All this is in the past. I want to talk to you about the future.
I'll give you 10 minutes.
Yeah, but how is this not discussed before? Dr. Zola showed up to buy the f***ing dinosaurs today. How does Eli even keep Lockwood in business? And here's the part where Discount Sam Rockwell tells not Truman Capote that there are plans for yet another launch of yet another secret Park Lab dino thing. And I think at this point we could all have a heart attack and die of not surprised.
And thanks to Owen Grady's research, it follows human command.
F*** off. F***ing Blue barely ever followed Owen's command. His research, scientifically speaking, is a speck of dust from which you could definitely not genetically alter f***ing lab-grown dinosaurs to obey human goddamn commands, you f***ing swilling huckster of a movie. If Blue's been bleeding this much since she got shot, she'd be as dead as f***ing Disco by now.
Their blood type should be close enough, but for carnivores with 2 or 3 fingers, no more than 3. I think there's one on board.
Dude just said in the previous scene that they got 11 species off the island. But sure, one of those 11 will have a blood type close enough to match Blue. Sure, not even close to the biggest ass this movie has made so far. Also, how the f*** would she know? Wasn't she captured and being held under armed guard? Did they cover next to the ship's manifest officer or something? And then they go to, apparently, one container and find the one dinosaur she was referring to, and who she did not mention was a T-Rex. Do I have this right? Also, the how notwithstanding, when did the Mercs capture the T-Rex? It was clearly on the run with Owen and the crew a few minutes ago, and there's no way they could get it before they left. Is movie saying there's more than one now? Cause I'm pretty sure there's always been just the one.
That door's open. I got it.
No reason to wonder or check why it's open. I'm just a voice outside a cargo container. The f*** do I care about it? I don't even know what my name is, dog. Some bull. Entrance to the super secret underground laboratory is intensely guarded by a 4-digit keypad entry. But beyond that, this place is unsecure as f***. I've stayed in Holiday Inns with more security than this place. Jesus Christ, not only have they eschewed the use of f***ing screensavers on the computers, they've got the expositional Blue video perfectly queued up.
A176, Blue is showing unprecedented levels.
And someone took the time to edit all his video diaries together in a narrative that would make sense to someone as young as a little girl. God, they could have called this movie Jurassic World, a series of unfortunate coincidences. This movie proves my theory once and for all that unattended children are literally the worst. Dino transfusion is an illusion to cause confusion, despite its inclusion suggesting a foregone conclusion. They were able to quickly steal some T-Rex blood, but not any morphine. Crocodile tears.
You don't have the faintest comprehension of what I'm doing here.
B.D. Wong! He definitely saw her twice in 4 seconds time, but because it's a movie, I guess he f***ing didn't or some
Keep her in there and keep the door locked.
Shouldn't be too hard since you locked it with what I assume is the only key. And I also assume this is unlike any door in the universe that can be unlocked from the inside. They all seriously nodded off in a crowded cell with an injured velociraptor? I mean, I guess they trust her and she's restrained, but how the f*** do you fall asleep right next to a goddamn velociraptor?
You got a heartbeat?
Yeah.
Even though this was the most important asset on this bizarro Noah's Ark and was close to death, Wheatley didn't check up on her all night.
Good to go.
Every scene in this movie appears to be trying to outlucky the previous scenes, and it's not fun as a viewer. It's like a bunch of first world problems got together with situational privilege and a few humble brags, and they all wrote a screenplay. Then they shoved that in your face on Instagram when they sold it for millions. Wait, what the hell time is it? When they pulled into the dock, it looked like dawn, but now it's pretty much pitch black again. And Maisie got in trouble at the same time that they were digging the bullet out of Blue, which was definitely at night. But when Eli shut her in the room in California, it was broad daylight. So unless the sun moves in the opposite direction in the Jurassic universe, this is some dino
This is Lockwood's estate.
Okay, even more dino Lockwood's estate is in Northern California. The crew left Isla Nublar, which is off the coast of Costa Rica, around dusk in a big-ass cargo ship. And it's only been a few hours since they left. What the movie? What the
Did you really think you could get away with it in my own house?
He did, because he did.
You exploited a living thing in a cage for money.
You exploited an awesome franchise for money, so bye, Felicia.
You never thought about the applications of your research, Owen? How many millions a trained predator might be worth?
Villain exposits his evil plan to the protagonist instead of outright killing them cliche. This is such a cliche that I think there's even a fucking Geico commercial that makes fun of it.
As far as everybody else is concerned, they burned up on the island.
Yeah, but Eli doesn't know if they contacted anyone else since they've been back, right? Speaking of which, why the didn't they contact someone else as soon as they got back? The arrival of the international dinosaur buyers in the limos with the secrecy and the auction whatnot? This movie's third act is a blatant ripoff of Taken. This little girl here climbs the walls like she's a goddamn Jason Bourne, and I'm in awe of her, but also not buying it for 1 second. And also I think a normal kid would take their chances trying to sneak past the guard in the hallway before trying this Spider-Man.
I understand her value.
But I raised her. I raised both of them.
God damn it, it is not possible, even in a stupid movie, that this girl is this good at hiding within earshot of perfect exposition every fucking time. Here's another movie that suggests if you want to sell a super high dollar item to a super small segment of the super rich population of Earth, it's easy to get them all together in the same room in a few weeks' notice. And anyone that ever planned any kind of basic homecoming or class reunion of any sort can tell you that's a lot.
Welcome to this extraordinary evening.
What? It's still evening? Did we literally skip an entire day here? And I thought Dobby the house elf was expecting the dinosaurs yesterday, so why didn't his buyers show up then too? Was there even an attempt to map out the timeline in this movie? You know, if you're gonna have a live auction, you should probably turn the lights on, right? What if Biff in the back tries to lay down 12 million for the Triceratops? And the auctioneer cannot see all the attendees that might be bidding.
$10 million sold to the gentleman from Indonesia.
Honestly, 10 million for a dinosaur is the biggest joke in this movie. These things should be going for a couple $100 million at the low end. They are fucking living dinosaurs. A condo in Manhattan costs 10 million. The dumbwaiter goes straight from Lockwood's room to the fucking dinosaur facility? How did he not hear any of this shit being built? Or at least the Indoraptor roars.
Amazing.
Oh god, she's gonna adopt this little girl like she's Travolta in Face Off, isn't she?
The Indoraptor.
Not gonna lie, the Indoraptor looks like a little bit of a bitch.
20 million! No, this is a prototype, not for sale.
Then why didn't Claudius Temple Smith make that clear in the first place? He said it was a preview, but he didn't say the Indoraptor wasn't for sale.
That thing can't leave this building.
What about the T-Rex, though? Come on, Owen is a Navy vet, but he's not f***ing Wolverine. Buffalo Bill here wins the stupid prize by opening this cage door. And in this movie, there were a lot of contenders for that prize. Man, the end of this movie makes the 5-story house with a network of underground tunnels and a 3-story tall underground auction room seem super f***ing small.
What do you think drove Hamlin and Lockwood apart? Lockwood never had a grandchild.
So, clone kid? I mean, yeah, the dinos have always been clones in these movies, so it's not that big of a leap from a fake movie science standpoint, but from a storytelling perspective, it's not very original.
He made her again.
Here's another Jurassic movie that wants to act like large killer dinos can get this f***ing close without making a sound, which they cannot.
I need blood samples from the raptor.
How in the ever-loving did Franklin get here from the dock? This is a dumb movie. Dumber than Rampage dumb. Dumber than Emoji Movie dumb. Dumber than Dumb and Dumber 2 dumb. Blue McLean narrowly avoids death by jumping away from a bad CGI explosion at the last second. Of course we need to introduce toxic gas into the mix, because having the Indoraptor, the actual raptor, the mad scientist, the evil executive, the T-Rex, all the henchmen, and the still-burning house fire aren't antagonistic enough. How can he smell them enough to turn and check the spot they were just in, but not smell or hear them enough moving around to the other side? This is supposed to be some kind of universal raptor killing machine here, right? I don't think this Indoraptor even has a sense of smell. Man, if I were the Indoraptor, I'd be especially frustrated with the way this diorama has fallen apart in a way that seems designed to stymie me. This is the most efficient killing machine of all time, but apparently its only weakness is hallways that are perfectly straight.
You have to go find her.
I can't leave you here.
God damn it! This movie is the poster child for unnecessary crammed-in romance subplots. Christ. Just about the worst hiding from killer dinosaur spot I can imagine. F***ing clone kids. How did the Indoraptor get on the roof, you might ask? Why did the Indoraptor get on the roof, you might ask? you, says the movie. This bedroom sneak scene is the only good thing in the movie, and the scene itself is actually pretty great, but it took so damn long to get here, I just can't get excited about it. Remember, Blue's got T-Rex blood now, so that'll probably mean something, or not. Is this the 49th or 50th time the Indoraptors had them dead to rights in the last 10 minutes? I honestly lost count. How did Claire get on the roof, you might ask? Why did Claire get on the roof, you might ask? You again, says the movie. What? Did she have to point the laser at Owen? Why not point it at the roof? Or the other wing of the house? Or a tree in the distance? Or the moon? There is literally no reason to further endanger Owen's life once you use the laser point directive feature of the gun. There's foreshadowing, and then there's, hey, you look at this shadowing.
I need you to come see this.
You'd better come take a look at this cliche.
They're all dying.
Good. Let them die and decrease the surplus dinosaur population. At some point during the writing of this script, the two writers gave each other a high five over their freshly written Cabin in the Woods but with dinosaurs scene. Actually, this may be one of those rare films that had too few writers. I bet even Lindelof could have improved things here a bit. Nah.
Claire, you press that button, there is no going back.
He says this instead of tackling and citizens arresting her ass. Hell, kick her. I don't care at this point. She is wrong. You must stop her. Didn't I tell you that unsupervised children were literally the worst? There aren't enough timeouts in the universe to properly punish this child princess of a jerkwad.
I had to. They're alive, like me.
Well, honey, silverfish are alive, killer bees are alive, John Tesh is alive, but none of those things add anything to society and only pose massive risk as invasive species. The next movie's gonna have to be Dawn of the Planet of the Dinosaurs, given how many of these got loose at the end of this one. And I, for one, am not interested in that movie, especially if you take these fools left alive here at the end and somehow make them central to the action of the next one. I like how they shipped out these 4 auction-purchased dinos in a single file line, with no escorts or helicopters or guards with extra tranquilizers. Half the trailer's best moments are literally part of a montage over-ending narration. Kinda makes me think you really wanted to make the movie after this movie, but were somehow convinced you had to show us the events of this movie rather than jumping ahead like the Apes movies or even the Of the Dead movies.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
Please roll the f***ing credits!
Cast it into the fire!
Your skin looks nice.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Wiggle your big toe.
Big CGI fight coming up!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. We're just talking!
I was involved, deeply involved in a deception. I have deceived my friends.
You don't need to insult me every time someone pisses you off.
Dude, I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Go to bed.
Go the f*** to sleep.